Alright, it feels like it's been a while since I played this game, and I think it probably has. I think this is... I spent the last 2 days on Guild Wars 2. I think the day before that I got back home late enough that I just kind of... No, I think Monday was the day I ate an entire, like, basically a DiGiorno, but, like, it was $1 less than a DiGiorno, stuffed crust, pepperoni pizza. I ate the entire thing. And I didn't want to do anything after that besides just watch YouTube of Critical Role Season 2, so yeah. So yeah, it's been a while. Maybe even since Saturday. I don't really play a whole lot of games that I record videos for on my D&D day on Sunday. So anyway, the plus quest we're doing is Forever at Your Side. I believe this might be the very last quest in the weapon. What are they called? The weapon machines, the the emerald weapon, ruby, sapphire, diamond. Those are all destroyed. So this might be the end of it. We'll see. But we're talking to Severa in what's this place called? Turncliffe. Kind of like an instance you have to talk to an escort to get to. The recent events in Werlet have had a profound impact on the lives of many, many people, but none more so than Allie. She's been in a state of shock ever since she returned. We've even called in Sid to see if he can ascertain what the problem might be. You see, there's a strong possibility that the diamond weapon itself is what's caused Allie to close herself off like this, but for the time being, all we can do is wait. There was one other thing. Avelina came by looking for you earlier, so perhaps you can go and see her? Of course I can. Gotta see my friend Avelina. Be colorblind. Don't be a wiener. Sorry. Ridiculous. What else rhymes with Avelina besides wiener? Come on. Come on. You know it's true. Cutscene. She's on this like promenade, like overlooking the cliff kind of thing on a beautiful ovular work of stone and stone railings. Thank you for coming to meet me. I'm glad to see you're none the worse for your experiences. She's looking at a tombstone, looks like, or like one of those memorial kind of markers. Actually, I've been meaning to show you this. I think that's what she was working on for the fallen Ara, I think. Thanks to the Alamegan resistance, the monument to the fallen is complete. Though they may no longer be with us, we'll never forget them. This way, they'll always be a part of Turncliffe, and future generations will be reminded of the sacrifices that were made. You were always so kind to me, and now it's my turn to do the same for others. When you say always, I've like known you for a day. Avelina is absorbed in prayer. Now would be a good time to return to Severa, says a chat box. But we turn one more time to look back at her, deep in prayer still. Or deep in remembering. Here is Severa. I hope all is well with Avelina. Actually, while you were speaking with her, I received word that Gaius will be here soon. So we will wait. Wait. Valdialan. Cutscene by the fountain. Oh, there's the old dolphin kind of looking statue things on each corner of the central, like, kind of tower pillar thingy of this fountain. It's pretty. There's not water coming out of them, but there are water spouts. I wish to see Allie. Would you send for her? Says Gaius. Severa talks into her earbud. And this looks like Sid. Oh, and Allie. Yeah. Sorry, my allergies have been crazy this last week. Mostly the eyes being itchy as crap. Allie looks very sad still, like despondent. Allie. That's all you get from her so far. Does she even recognize me? At first we thought the weapon's influence had caused this, but it seems there's more to it than that, says Sid. The chirurgeons say that this is most likely the result of intense trauma. Her mind has been scarred, perhaps irrevocably. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to pronounce that. Irrevocably is what I was trying to go with, but that's not right. It's irrevocably. She boarded the diamond weapon with the intent of saving her brother. Little did she know that Valens had used the synthetic Orosite system to transform Alphonse into a living component of the machine. Took out his frickin' brain and put it in there, maybe. Chrysazel's. I would be possibly as despondent as Allie as well. Then, when she boarded the diamond weapon, she finally learned the horrible truth. I've never heard anything so cruel, says Sid. Just a moment. In each of the previous cases, pilots became fused with the weapon's core, so how was Allie able to escape a similar fate? That's one of the many things we're still looking into. There is no need. I already know the answer. It was Alphonse who kept her safe. He takes a knee in front of her. In the end, I was unable to save your brother, my son. She's still unmoving, not looking at anybody, still kind of looking at the ground. All they wanted was a place to call home, where they could live in peace. But after all the pain and hardship they endured, this is their reward? No, this is not the end of their story. He stands. I taught them the strong must lead the weak, but absolute power corrupts absolutely, and those who have suffered at the hands of the corrupt are beyond counting. Alphonse dreamed of a land without oppressors and the oppressed, where all may live as equals. Thanks to his sacrifice and that of his siblings, the cornerstones of such a nation have been laid. Melisandria, Recon, Rex, Alphonse, and Allie. They risked everything to win the freedom of Wurlet. And now it has come to pass. I will see that their ideals are upheld. This I swear, as their father. The long and arduous process of rebuilding Wurlet has begun. In the days to follow, I shall be working alongside the new government to create a place that people like Ali and Severa would be proud to call home. I'm sniffing from allergies, not crying yet. Not yet, at least. Val says, for so long, all that kept me alive was hate, but the time has come to cast it aside. I'm going with you. I'll only regret it if I don't, and while nothing I do can bring back the ones I've lost, I owe it to them to make the most of the life I've been given. He smiles finally, and Gaius is shocked for a second, but nods and smiles back. Times change, people change, and it's just as well. We inventors would soon find ourselves out of work if everything stayed the same. If you've a need for my creations, just say the word, says Sid to Gaius, who nods. And Sid starts walking away, slowly. He gets a step, like, beyond Gaius, closes his eyes. You know, Gaius, I could fill a book with all the things I've been meaning to say to you over the years, but what would be the point? What's done is done. There is one thing, though. He turns to him. If anyone can get through to Allie, it's you. She looks up to you the same way I did as a boy. Don't give up on her. And Gaius is shocked again. And Sid walks off at a normal pace this time. Dropping bombs and walking on. Gaius just watches him go. Speak with Severa, whatever. For all my life I've been searching for my place in the world. Everywhere I went, I was always on the outside looking in. but I've realized if we can't find one, we just have to make it ourselves. That's what I learned from Gaius' children. Despite everything, they never gave up, and neither will I. For now, at least, my place is at Gaius' side. I'll follow him and see where this journey leads. And before I leave, I want to tell you how grateful I am that you chose to stand by us until the end. I hope we'll meet again one day. Speak with Valdialan. All this time, I've been trying to convince myself that Gaius was every bit the villain I'd imagined him to be. The ruthless subjugator of nations, evil made flesh. And, excuse me. And while many who fight under the banner of Garlemald are all that and worse, I realize now that Gaius was driven by his own notions of right and wrong, misguided as they were. Since then, he has turned his back on the Empire and its hateful doctrine. His guilt and anguish only strengthen his resolve. The day I spared his life, he was given a second chance to set right the wrongs that he had committed, to become the man his children believed him to be. I was a father once, a husband. In many ways I still am, and even though they're no longer with me, I want to be someone they would be proud of. Now I too have been given a chance to make a difference in a land far from home. I'll never forget my past, but neither will I be beholden to it. When I meet the people of Worlet, I'll be sure to tell the tale of your bravery and compassion. May it grant them the strength to face the struggles ahead. Pray, go in peace, my friend. And last but not least, Gaius. Though we were brought together under strange circumstances, Valdialan, Severa, and I will continue to work together, at least for the foreseeable future. Cutscene starts here. Allergies. Well, here they are, says a soldier with some kids in tow. Looks like the same kids who were at the beck and call and more or less possibly tortured by Valens. And who might these charming young men be? They were found in the 7th Legion's headquarters, in one of the few areas that escaped unscathed following the Diamond Weapons rampage. Perhaps that was Alphonse's intention. Do not be afraid. We mean you no harm. The Elezen boy looks up into Gaius' eyes. That thing on your forehead. Gaius is shocked for a tiny second, but walks forward and takes a knee in front of him. My name is Gaius Baelsar, and like Valens van Varo, I was once legatus of the Garlean Empire. Though I believed I was fighting for a just cause, my conquests came at a terrible cost. Pray, forgive me. I do not mean to scare you. If you would lend me your ears, I have a story to tell. They look to each other. Seem a little bit worried, but all look to him, and they nod. He nods back. A group of courageous young men and women, not so different from yourselves, stood up to protect their people from the tyranny of the Empire. They fought with everything they had, and finally, victory was theirs. But it came at a terrible price. The camera has zoomed in on Allie during this. She's still unmoving. And back to Gaius. As their father, I still struggle to come to terms with their sacrifice, and yet they have entrusted the future to me, and I will stop at nothing to see their dream fulfilled. Even so, there's only so much one old soldier can achieve by himself. I would be honored to have your support in the days to come. And the Elezen boy looks a little bit shocked and like a smile almost creeping over his face. Val says, at ease, lads, he's not as scary as he looks. And if he steps out of line, he'll have me to answer to. They look to him, still a little bit kind of bewildered. Gaius and Val nod to each other. Though they were fortunate enough to escape the destruction of the castrum, they may have been injured while fleeing. Have the chirurgeons look them over and find a place for them to stay. The soldier nods and says something to the boys, who nod back. And some more slightly older boys have approached as well with another soldier. And they go running to the other boys and hopefully start socializing and healing a bit. It seems the time has come for us to go our separate ways once more. I myself can scarcely believe that we were once bitter adversaries, but my encounters with you have led me to question the very ideals I swore to uphold. What is strength? What is weakness? He looks to the boys, who are getting along, talking. If those who grasp the reins of power are said to be the strong, then those who lack such power must therefore be the weak. For better or worse, however, we are far more complex creatures than that. All the boys and the two soldiers go walking off together. Why am I choked up now? Because the boys are like getting to be boys? Maybe that's what it is. I see now that true strength is not granted by others, but resides within us. Strength of character, of spirit, of resolve. Therein lies the power to cast off the shackles of oppression, to overcome any adversity, to stand firm in the face of impossible odds. That is the strength you possess. May it never leave you. I can't see my face because I have a helmet, Dragoon. It seems I will have to summon all the resolve I can muster if I am to keep my promise to Alphonse. The process of establishing the independent governance of Werlet is underway, and I will do all in my power to see it become everything my children dreamed of and more. For the immediate future, we shall continue to work closely with the Alamegan resistance, whose role in the revolution cannot be understated. That reminds me, if you are passing by Porta Praetoria, the soldiers stationed there wish to hear your version of events. I nod to him. Please give them my regards. I hope that when our paths cross again, I will have glad tidings to share with you. Until next we meet. I wave to him. Severa and Val watch me walk off, as does Gaius. He smiles a little bit. Just the hint, just the upturned corner of the mouth, basically. The screen pans up and goes black. Pardon my sniffles. Talk to the resistance officer to turn this in. Cutscene. Welcome back, Mercy. Congratulations on another hard-earned victory. Ever since we first heard the news, I've been dying to hear exactly how it all unfolded. So, what can you tell me of this diamond weapon? And you go into your explanation. This cutscene pans up, goes black. He is just open mouth, aghast. By Ralger's beard, even for the Empire, that must be a new low. Those poor orphans. I can only pray that the citizens of Werlet are able to enjoy the freedom that Gaius' wards gave their lives for. At the very least, we need no longer live in fear of the monstrous creations birthed by the Weapon Project. That's what I was going for earlier. The Weapon Project questline. I shall add your account to our official report. He gives a arm-to-chest salute. Finally, on behalf of the Alamegan resistance and the whole of Eorzea for that matter, allow me to express my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you. I nod. And we get G Warrior MG, which is a tabletop item. Oh, I think it's the flying. Oh, actually, no, I can't really tell what it looks. I can't see what it looks like in this. Maybe there's a close-up in something. Hold on, I'm gonna let this. So the cut screen pans up, goes black. Is there a meanwhile? It's nighttime now in this cutscene. It looks like the lost city. Oh no, that's Gaius is approaching Allie, who's staring over a cliff. The same one where the monument, I think, was supposed to be. I don't see it though. Gaius grabs something from his pocket. It's a black orb. Father, the memories stored in the diamond weapon. Give them to Allie. That's the flashback, so I guess that's what this orb probably has in it. Sphere. Black sphere with some, like, a few red lights running around the outside of it in a circular pattern. Oh, she is at the monument. Okay, cool. He hands out the sphere. Allie doesn't seem to notice it. But it glows and activates in her presence. Gaius is shocked. It's like throwing brilliant light all over. Some little motes of light kind of dance out. And it's a hologram. We see a young Alphonse and a young Allie. we see the approaching footsteps of Gaius in full armor as he was in the first... What? In the first... I was going to say expansion, but like the first iteration of this game. What's her name? Walks out. She sees the Ara, red-haired. She reaches toward her, but she is walked through by a hologram version of herself. I think that was her sister then, the first of these. I'm so confused about this little part though. Like, I don't remember her story behind all this, but the red-haired Ara girl, who I believe was the first to give her life in the weapons, might have been her sister. Oh, it was her friend, wasn't it? We see the young Ara boys and girls playing like hide and seek and tag, running around, having a great time. Laughing, talking together. I think Melisandre was the one who was friends with the one we befriended. We see like Julia, who was like the sycophant woman, like in love with Gaius, talking to the adult versions or the old teenage versions of these Ara. Gaius seems to reprimand her for some reason, and she looks dejected, but then walks away. They're still saluting him, and they form ranks with Allie kind of at the center. She salutes him as well. He nods to her, salutes back. What's the dude's name? Ritalin, I believe his name was. Severa and Val see this. They're gonna start watching too. Val looks to the sky a little bit. Gaius is still holding, like the real Gaius is still holding the sphere out, and it's still creating all these moving pictures, moving holograms. Projections from within the synthetic aura site. Gaius holds a hand out to very young Alphonse. Allie stands up, smiling. Very young Allie. She says something to Alphonse, and he takes Gaius's hand. Puts his tiny... These are his memories. Their memories. Oh, I'm tearing up again, gosh dang it. Allie takes the sphere. Looking at it, it glows very brightly in her hand. Sorry, I'm trying. The screen goes white. And we have Allie looking up at Alphonse. Still white screen, but we have Alphonse, Recon, Minisvelia? I fucking don't remember their names. I don't want to live in a world without you. That's why I'm going with you. No, not yet, Allie. Now is not your time, says the green-haired one. His name I don't remember. Father still needs you. Please take care of him in our place, says the red-haired female. And if you're worried about Alphonse, don't be. He's got us for company, says Rex. So Recon is the green-haired guy. Melisandre, I think. And then Alphonse takes a knee in front of her. We want you to see this new world for yourself. I got this. Rex blinks out. Recon blinks out. Melisandre blinks out. Allie reaches for Alphonse, but he blinks out. We will forever be at your side, Allie. Screen flashes white as she puts a hand to her heart, and her hand is still at her heart with the orb, the sphere in it. I'm the only one left, she says. She seems to be smiling now, though. Her eyes are active again. but I'll never be alone. She holds the orb to her chest with both hands. Gaius is smiling. The sun is rising. She looks up to Gaius. Father, stop it. Oh, I'm gonna have to recover after this one a little bit. And the screen, like the camera flies away from this overlook with doves flying past. Fiend is what we get as the screen fades to black. That was lovely. Oh boy. Alright. Just a second. You have to be able to talk again, and it's not happening right now. Don't blow my nose. Alright, just a freaking second. Alright. Sad is done for now. We're going to talk to the War Machina fanatic right behind the resistance officer and see what this weirdo has to say, eh? Of late, all I can think about is weapons, weapons, weapons. I channel this passion into crafting homages of my favorite War Machina, which is more than a mere hobby, it is the wind in my sails. A diamond weapon I will share with him, and I go on to explain. An excellent choice. I'll have it ready in a jiffy. Cutscene. And we see extremely similar to the I think the emerald weapon, but with like 8 missile chambers glowing little bit red dots like in the shoulders that are like opened as if each shoulder kind of pad set was the jaws of a dragon. That's kind of how they seem to open. It's easier to describe now. And like there's that red light in the chest, the red lights, I think 2 eyes and one kind of nose-ish looking red light in the face, all where lasers have come from. Here it is, the most formidable of all weapons, one that requires no introduction. Having said that, I'll give one regardless. We only have the torso basically from like the belly button up, so as always. Let me begin with its alternate name, AEW-I-Z. Like the other models, it is an anti-icon War Machina, and the I is a numerical indicating that it belongs to the first series of prototypes. Z seems to imply that it's the final version. This is merely conjecture on my part, but the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald weapons appear to have been designed from the outset to gather data for making improvements to the Diamond weapon. You're not wrong. But that's not all. The Diamond weapon was equipped with a certain element that the other models lacked. This enabled it to reach its final perfected state, but it's the very nature of this element that troubles me. Even after reading the reports, I'm still having trouble coming to terms with the sacrifices made in the name of the weapon project. Perhaps we should give a moment of silence for the young lives lost. Which I'm trying to talk too fast. Because he's a fanatic, and like, I just picture him being like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You know, like he's on coke. Or just really excited. I was planning to give this sculpture to the people of Warlet as a reminder of the brave souls whose deeds eventually led to the independence from the Empire. As with my previous works, the sculpture can also be used to reenact your encounter with a weapon. Hope it will prove useful in preparing for whatever the future holds in store. Diamond Weapon Extreme. Cloud Deck Extreme. Now accessible. One day I might do those with my free company, just for shits and giggles, but cool. We're gonna go back to the storyline now, finally. It's been a while. There will be a link in the description that will send you to my Google Doc PowerPoint, which has a slide for every item I recommend from Amazon, with a link to each of those items that I will get a small cut if you purchase it with the link. These are all items that I recommend because I've purchased them once and they've been fantastic and they've lasted a long time, or I purchase them repeatedly when I run out of stock. They're all great. I will see you next time.